All right, we have some big news, and we're going to get right into it. There's an interview with Jeffrey Epstein's brother where he says that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were very interconnected, and Jeffrey definitely had information on Donald Trump that could have led to his downfall. I don't know why he didn't release it. We're going to get into that. We also now have reporting from an author who says that Melania met Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein introduced Melania to Trump, and that Jeffrey Epstein and Melania were actually originally lovers. Yes, and this is all going to be put in a book, but Melania stopped it. I wonder why she got that taken out of the book. Let's just get into Jeffrey Epstein first, Mark Epstein, who said this about what Jeffrey knew about Trump.
Jeffrey, in 2016, I said this publicly before, Jeffrey told me that if he said what he knew about the candidates, they'd have to cancel the election. He didn't tell me what he knew, but Jeffrey definitely had dirt on Trump. And you could see in the emails, Trump could deny it all he wants, but it's pretty clear. I mean, everything Trump says is a lie.
But that's not what you were talking about.
It's provable that he was in Jeffrey's office. He said he wasn't in the house. It's provable he was there. He said everything he says is a lie.
No, he went on to say this.
What I do want to talk about is I've been recently told the reason they're going to be releasing these things and the reason for the flip is that they're sanitizing these files. There's a facility in Winchester, Virginia, where they're scrubbing the files to take Republican names out of it. That's what I was told by a pretty good source.
I gotta hit the beat, but the feeling keeps kicking in.
So that's something we're talking about a lot. That by the time this video probably comes out, the files will have been voted on by probably majority of Congress to pass for the Epstein files to be released. But we're now getting word that what's likely going to happen is that the Senate is going to redact many names. Now, I'm not sure if they're going through the files one by one, as this man alleges, but we do know that Mike Johnson has said just that. This is Thomas Mashy sharing this, said, "This is how Speaker Johnson plans to protect perverts who went to the rape island from embarrassment. Do not let the Senate add an amendment to avoid disclosing those rich and powerful men who have evaded justice for so many years." Is Johnson calling all victims non-credible? He says, and this is what Johnson was talking about, dangers of the discharge petition. 1, victim privacy does not adequately protect victims. 2, innocent persons risk disclosure of non-credible allegations, creating new victims. So they're going to try to say that there are people who are in these files who are perpetrators of crimes who are the actual victims because there's non-credible allegations. Just release all the files. Just release all the files. Now, people are going through these files, and here's one thing we've learned.
Well, I just found a fun little nugget. I was doing my little keyword searches through all these documents, and I looked up Trump Tower, and look what popped up. On the morning of November 13th, 2016, Linda Stone emails Jeffrey Epstein asking if he's still in Paris. And he responds back, like not even an hour later, saying Trump Tower. Okay, so not in Paris because there's no Trump Tower in Paris, which means he likely means Trump Tower in New York City. Well, what was going on at Trump Tower in November of 2016? In November of 2016, they transitioned Trump Tower into the whole presidential transition headquarters. There were a shit ton of security measures that needed to be implemented, and anyone coming in and out needed to go through thorough screening because of security, which then makes this comment from Trump in the Oval Office in 2019 even more damning, where he says that he hasn't spoken to Epstein in 15 years. Bro was literally in Trump Tower not 3 years before helping with the fucking transition.
Yeah. Donald Trump is in deep doo-doo. He's in deep doo-doo. And that's why people are alleging that this is what's going to happen when Trump finally leaves office.
Okay. Here's my thought on Ghislaine Maxwell and Trump. And I'm really doing this video just so I have proof that I said this, because I'm telling you it's going to happen. I believe that he told Ghislaine Maxwell, keep your mouth shut, and I will put you in a posh the poshest prison as I can. I cannot pardon you right now. They will lynch me. I cannot do that. But keep your mouth shut. Maybe even say something nice about me. And I'll put you in a cozy prison. And then on my way out, if I have to leave, on my way out, I'll pardon you. Just keep your mouth shut.
Absolutely. And you are very smart because you left comments saying that, and I was like, why isn't he pardoning her now? Or why doesn't he just say he's not going to do it? And you made a really good point where the reason why he is not saying yes or no about pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell is he needs her to feel like it could happen in the future. And so he can't say one way or another. So he can't say no and make the MAGA base feel reassured that he is on their side. He also can't say yes because that would freak out MAGA. But if he says no, then Ghislaine would maybe want to speak or try to get some sort of put some sort of pressure on him. So I think that's definitely what is happening with the pardons. Now, someone who also is staying pretty quiet is Melania Trump. Now, this is biographer Andrew Lowney, who wrote a book about Epstein, and he alleged that Melania met Trump through Epstein and that Melania was actually Epstein's lover. Now, this is put into a book, and I'm going to tell you what happened after the clip.
So here we are with him in Mar-a-Lago, as you see with Epstein. Sorry, can you see okay? Epstein, a woman called Gwendolyn Beck, who Andrew took to the island, and Melania. I had various references in my book to Melania Trump. Epstein had actually been her lover before Trump, but Trump didn't like that in the book, so he ordered it to be taken out of the book. After about 60,000 copies had been printed. So it seemed to be a pretty pointless gesture, but anyway, our publishers did it, but I keep spreading the word.
I want a copy of the original book. I want a copy of the original book. And as you said, yeah, Trump sued them and they were able to have that happen. They were able to remove that from the book. The First Lady's team is forcing retractions and apologies over published claims involving Epstein. Her husband's administration is balking at releasing more of the FBI's files about the sexual predator whose 2019 death in prison was ruled in suicide. It does not allege that Melania Trump was involved in any illegal or unethical conduct, but does claim that Epstein facilitated the meeting between her and Donald Trump. After the book was published on August 14th, Melania's legal team demanded the passages be removed and that HarperCollins UK apologized for publishing false content. Yeah, so again, this is so interconnected. It's kind of crazy. Now, about that email with Bubba, Jeffrey Epstein's brother, Mark Epstein, said this.
It sent to me a dozen times this weekend. Did you see the emails between Jeffrey Epstein and his brother, Mark? Did you see? It's proof that Epstein was covering and had stuff on Trump as his sex life. This back and forth with Jeffrey, where he tells you,
woo doggy, what a mess they got. Well, looks like old Bubba Gum Shrimp and Trump ain't looking too good. This is crazy. But I think this is just the icing on the cake, right? Or the tip of the iceberg. Not even the tip of the iceberg. I imagine there's probably some pretty crazy stuff that our CIA and FBI and other people in this country probably know that makes this stuff look like baby crap. It's just crazy. All right, let's continue with more of this. So what they're saying is Melania was with Epstein first, and then Epstein is the one that introduced her to Trump. Did Trump know that she was with Epstein or what? I don't know. It's pretty crazy. The White House has gone crazy. They're saying Trump yelling and screaming and mad and everything. I don't blame him. It's pretty crazy. Let's get back to it.
That Bannon is with him, and you say, oh, great, ask him if Putin still has photos of Donnie T, I'm assuming President Trump, with blowing, which we all know what that means, Bubba.
Let me stop you here. I'm not discussing that email. This is a private email between Jeffrey and myself, the two brothers talking. It's nobody's business what we wrote. The only thing I responded to is because people got crazy with the Bubba reference and they tried to pin it on Clinton. So I made a public statement that it was not any reference to Bill Clinton. I like Bill Clinton, and I'm sorry for him that he had to go through that. But the email had nothing to do with Clinton. And that's my last word on that email.
I'm just going to say that Ghislaine's horse is also named Bubba. Was named Bubba. Just saying. Just saying. So there's obvious. I mean, listen. The House just voted and passed that the Epstein files should be released, and that is now going to the Senate. We're going to see. We're going to see if they actually let the full files be released. If they try to do some sort of shenanigans, but clearly there's a lot behind this that they don't want us to look at. And I do think that Trump and Epstein are much more interconnected than the White House or Trump would like us to believe. Certainly when you are suing a book publisher for releasing a story about how you met and who your previous lover was, and then the author is so certain about that evidence that he's saying it, even though they're not allowing it in the book, to me is very telling. Very telling. Well, we're going to keep following this like we do all things. So do please hit like so more people see this video. Subscribe so you can see the next one, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
All right, that was pretty crazy, right? I posted that gentleman's channel and video in my chat. Make sure you check his channel. He's got some good stuff on there. Now, this is crazy. It's just gone completely crazy. Now they're saying, well, Clinton didn't have anything to do with it. He was not in the emails or whatever. Something is very fishy, very crazy of what's going on and why they don't want people to know. And if this is all made up, if Trump's telling the truth and this stuff is all made up, then do you believe, can you fathom how many people have died? How much madness that these Democrats or White House or whoever they are, right? The powers to be have created. What a sick world we live in. What a sick world where these people destroy just so they can take, because they can do it. But as soon as you start hitting back, they start going cuckoo, right? And these people should not be in power of any nuclear weapon. They should not be in power of any military, any authority rights to human society and mankind and humanity. These people should not be in charge of it. I'm just saying, we can make a computer with more heart and more brains than what we're seeing. But, we live in a country where the more money you got, the more death, madness you can get away with. And that's what we're seeing here, man. It's a role. It's a movie role. A lot of people don't want to believe it, but that's the truth. That's what, and there's not too many people left with morals and integrity on this earth. I never sold out, Lord. I never sold out. And believe me, Lord, I'm kicking myself in the butt the day I returned all that money to the bank when they made a mistake. I should have took that money, jumped on a jet, and been out of this country. But at that time, I was following the Lord. So it wasn't my money. I returned it. And that was then, but this is now. Right? So, and that is a true story. I know what you're saying. Well, that was a movie and everything. That's true. That movie was out way before, but that situation happened to me. A pile of money was dropped in my lap at the bank, and it wasn't my money. And I turned around and gave it all back and had them count it to make sure it was all there. So, I was following God at that time. It wasn't right. Although believe me, today, after I seen what this government and this world and these religions have been doing, I'm kicking myself in the butt, and I should have took that money and ran. But I didn't. I don't know why I didn't. I deserved it. But I didn't. I gave the money back. So, life is not always about money. Sometimes it's about getting revenge. Sometimes it's about letting things go, turning the other cheek. But what we're seeing today within politics, within the world, we're in danger. We're in danger. We don't know if these two government politic sides or whatever will go crazy. Nobody should be in power now at all. They're not putting money in every single American's pocket. They're judging. They have God syndrome. Healthcare, everything. They choose who lives and dies. And if not, and if the doctor don't like you, or you had problems with somebody or the church or whatever, they'll refuse you or make a mistake. With doctors, well, doctors get a slap on the hand when it comes to that, not unless you can prove intentionally. Same thing with nurses, practitioners, surgeons, all that. The world can be bought, and there is no justice. There is no democracy. You all were fed a line of shit from day one. And that's that. That's what it is, right? That's what everyone keeps saying. It's what it is, what it was, and what it will be. So, I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm just here as an actor, right? They say I'm a bad actor. You're crazy. You're a bad actor. Well, whatever it may be. They're my opinions. My channel, my movie. No. Have I killed anybody? No. Should I have? 10 times over. Tenfold, I should have returned the death that they sent me. I wouldn't be any better than them then. This is something the Lord will have to take over. And if he decides to destroy the United States and mankind, he's done it numerous times, and that's his call. I'm not God. I'm not Jesus, and I'm not the devil. So I play a role in none of this. Thank God, because who wants to be the shot caller? No one, really. Who wants to be the devil? Nobody. But this world that they raised us in, this world, the ideology that these people have brainwashed people, and death is going to climb dramatically in the United States and on the earth. And there is nothing you folks can do about it because it's just gone too far. I wish there was something they would do. I really do. In Jesus' name, I wish there was something they could do. Literally shutting down everything. And don't sound like a bad idea, but we just reopened the government. But like I said, we can keep the government open and close certain branches. And certain things, I don't know, maybe, but let me tell you what these people have done to the American citizen and the godly person and the one that wants to just be left alone. You drove them crazy. And I can't commit them. I can't blame him. And I can't punish him or judge him because he was drove nuts. They literally, the proof is they drove him effing crazy. So I can't condemn him. I can't condemn him. I can't arrest him. Right? Well, he did it. Yeah, he did. But you shouldn't have done what you did to drive that person completely crazy. And he snapped. And it just so happened he was highly advanced and a killing machine behind the scenes for many, many years. And the body count proves it. He's a wrecking machine. I can't condemn him. If they would have backed off and not drove, if they would not have stole his life, his health, his anointings from God, you folks would not have been in this predicament. So I can't do anything. Let this be a lesson to the United States of America of what's to come and what not to do. And let this be a lesson to other countries. You know, there's a higher power. And just when you think you're God's, the true God slaps you down and you got to start all over again, right? Well, here we sit wondering how long before the madness, comes to our neck of the woods. But it's already here. It's already infected all of us, invaded, trespassed, whatever. How deep, how far, who knows? What can we do? Well, all you can do is come together as society. We all have been screwed. We're all been guinea pigs for this country for many of years. Only the rich survive, and the poor are just slaves. What can you do? Not much. There's not much you can do. There's a price on all their heads. Not from us, not from the civilians. The price that has been put on their heads is from their own people. It's shocking to believe. I was shocked too, but they want them gone. They want a lot of people gone. And the money is huge. And you have to ask yourself, is there more of the money in this world? Well, I say yes. I'm a proven fact that there is, because I've had billions stolen and billions generated and gone without me even touching it, seeing it, or smelling it. So I really can't say what's going to happen to a lot of people. It's not my right. But the price is too high. And when the price is too high, the vigilantes come. And once they got the money, it's all over with. It's all over with for all these people. And there's things you can't put a price on. But they have pissed off so many people with lies and cheating and profiting off of the working man's back. Most of these guys have said they're going to do it for free. So I would hunker down. These people have lost all their protection. and their rights to any nuclear weapons or being shot called of any attacks. Mother Green and the butt kicking machine has finally put their foot down. We're not taking orders no more. You people are nuts, more crazier than I can ever be. And I had 7 doctors say, he's got brain problems. I've had it my whole life. And that's how I lost quadrillions, billions, and multi-million modular millions. And it came around 360. And what you're seeing now is the end of these people's civilization, life, humanity, crumbling away. Now, you people want to call me a communist. I don't know any Russians. But I'm not going to go to war with a country that has done nothing to me. Very sorry, I'm not that stupid. Now, a lot of you are pushing for it's Russia, China, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. Maybe so. But I'm not a communist. I believe in free trade. Make your money as long as you ain't stepping all over and stealing people's ideas. When you can't give credit to where credit's due, well, you got no morals, you got no dignity, you got no remorse. So, yes, the truth is I've made you people a lot of money. You know it, I know it, Lord knows it. And never once touched a dollar bill from it. And I want to thank the good Lord that, because maybe the good Lord knew that all these people wanted was their quadrillions and their death machines. I walked away from it. I returned the money. And you got nothing on me, because the devil came a-calling. And he said Johnny Kramer didn't make that call. He didn't sign that contract. It was these people. And that, well, right there, devil. You know exactly who owes you that money. Don't come a-knocking here no more, because I've made nothing but movies. Done nothing but solve crimes. And not one penny was paid to me. And I'm an idiot. Oh, there you go, folks. You folks have a great day. God bless you all. All glory still goes to God, even though we get mad at the great Creator, our Father. That's true. I've been mad before. And I asked for forgiveness. I never put his name in. Well, you know, I did used to say, God bleep it. Not too much anymore. I don't like to swear. That's how I know I'm being possessed or spelled or something. Start cursing or whatever. People say it's the tongue, but I don't know if I speak in tongue or whatever. I don't even know what I do anymore. I'm just a puppet, just like the rest of you folks. Now I've regained control of my brain. And they're not happy about that. What can we do? Not just try and keep living. Just try and keep staying alive. One day at a time. If you're poor, you're poor. Make the best of it. If you're rich, you're rich. Help someone out. Then again, we're dealing with people that say, you're nuts. You're crazy. And if you continue to believe in this thing called the Bible, and we should all do good, you're surely doomed. And maybe that was my nail in the coffin. Maybe it was my greatest victory. Don't know. You'll have to wait for the ending an episode. Or ask God. Take it to God. Maybe my whole life I've been filled with these people's sickness, madness, and their demons. And they weren't mine. I confessed mine to the Lord. My slate is clean. I did all I could for this government. And they laughed. Well, who's laughing now? Who's laughing now? I wish this stuff on no man or woman. I certainly don't wish it on me or any family. Let that be written in the YouTube documents. I wish none of this on these people. I wish we could wake up and go back to being people. So I'm not throwing any stones because I've been hit in the head plenty of times with boulders. Why am I here? I don't know. Ask God. But I refuse to be tortured, a puppet, and a poor man for you people's entertainment. Now you folks have a great day. I'll be back. Is there trouble coming? I don't know. Do bears crap in the woods? Are the Chicago Bears the comeback Bears? I would say this country's got trouble coming because bears do crap in the woods. And Chicago Bears are one of the greatest teams of the comeback. All glory goes to God. Amen. And we'll be seeing you all on the silver screen.